your knowledge part, but as a follower, you know, you have your, I guess, head researcher, and you have to support him. Whenever he says something, okay, so do some research in this area, give me the results, you know, then you have to do it, right? What did you learn from that? How about deadlines? Deadlines, are they important?
Yeah. Because sometimes you should do something before a day. So
So deadlines are important, okay?
deadlines.
Yeah, and then you have to be proactive. Say, if you know ahead of time, like your head researcher style, what he wants, what he probably will want from you, then you can prepare beforehand. So that when he says something, you can go like, oh, here, I already have it. And he's gonna be like, oh, so you are the most wonderful assistant researcher that I've ever had, right? So be proactive and think ahead. Think ahead. Well, Suha, you are a father. Parents are leaders. Did you know that?
Oh, right.
Yeah? It's a biggie. If you're a parent, you're immediately a leader because you have to take care of your children and you have to coordinate something with your wife. That's part of leadership task. You have to make decisions. Don't you have to make important decisions for your entire family sometimes? Yeah, you listen to your wife, consider her opinions, but you have to make a decision, right? Okay. When there's nobody else, you might just have to make an important decision for the entire extended family, relatives. Yeah? I don't know. Funerals? It's a big issue. Yeah? Taking care of the elderly. It takes a lot of leadership thinking and tasks in order to take care of a family. Yeah? So don't call yourself just a follower because I think you are a leader. All right. Thank you. Wonderful. We have a good group already. Okay. So Audrey, could you introduce yourself to us?
My name is Audrey. I'm from Taiwan. My hobby is I like garden.
Gardening. Oh yeah. What do you grow?
Now I have papaya and
Papaya.
fig. And fig.
Figs. Oh, that's
Dragon
so
fruit.
rare. Do you have pipa?
But I have
Oh, wonderful. I love pipa.
a lot of the fruit and the vegetable. Yeah.
Figs. Figs. Do you know figs come out in the Bible?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Okay. It has a lot of meaning. Wow. It symbolizes country Israel. Do you know that? That's a fruit of Israel. Fig. Okay, figs. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah.
My job, I am a housewife and I take kids and health and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say you have 3 kids?
Yeah.
Grown-up kids, little kids.
Yeah.
In combination, it takes a lot of planning skills. Planning, controlling, reviewing, making things better. Okay, that's all part of the leadership process.
Yeah, a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, so as a mom, you are experiencing, okay, planning, coordinating, controlling, evaluating. You have to evaluate how you approached your kids of different age differently. Young adult kid, college kid reacts differently. Teenage, like youth age kid, little kid, you need to approach differently. And so you constantly look at yourself, okay, what did I do to make that reaction happen? You have to constantly evaluate yourself, change your way of approach, do it differently next time to make it better, right? Yeah. Oh, it takes a lot of coordination. Always thinking. Moms are always thinking.
But my daughter went go to the college, so now is not too worried for. I'm not too worried for
I'm glad. At least your first child is in college. Okay, independent. Good. Good.
And what else? That's it.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. That's your experience as a leader. Can you say this with me? I'm a leader. Yes. I know why you're laughing, but yes. You're taking care of 3 lives. Very important. All right, Vivian.
Hello, my name is Vivian. I'm from Taiwan too.
Mm-hmm.
My hobby is cooking, sleeping, shopping.
Wonderful. All the things that I love.
Eating everywhere.
Oh, eating. Oh, wonderful.
I like to try different food.
Yeah? From different countries?
Yeah.
Have you tried Mediterranean?
Huh?
Mediterranean, like food from Middle East?
No.
No? Okay. You should try. Uh-huh.
Where can find the restaurant? Where can find the restaurant?
Restaurant.
Restaurant. Oh, your husband?
No.
No.
Where can?
Where
Oh,
can
go.
I
Well, where
find-
can you go? Well, just Google
Oh,
Mediterranean. Yeah, I'm suggesting something anyway. Not really relevant to the class, but I don't know if the spelling is correct, but Mediterranean restaurant, if you Google it, then it's gonna pop up. Yeah, it's everywhere.
oh.
You can try Indian food.
Oh.
Lamb chops, okay. So I'm just giving you ideas.
I don't have any job for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Do you want to work? Are you a mom?
in Taiwan.
Oh,
Oh, you said no.
you're not a mom. Okay. Oh, okay. So you're a housewife then?
Mm.
Okay. What did you do before?
I work in a restaurant. I own a restaurant in Taiwan.
Oh, that's why you love cooking. Okay. All right. What kind of restaurant was it?
Chinese food.
Chinese
and
food.
seafood.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I love seafood. All right. Somebody's schooling. All right. So, as a restaurant owner, you're a leader.
Yes.
Yes. Did you have employees?
Yes.
Okay. Your staff. Serving people, cashier.
And I use mouse cooking.
I
I tell the chef how to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
So talk about quality control. How about that? Okay.
Yes.
And then training your staff. Or, in other words, followers. And train your chef. If your waitress is rude to other people, then you have to, and you get a complaint, then you have to say, oh, sorry. And then you have to train.
Sorry, this one free.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. That's the best way to do conflict resolution. Okay. They usually let it go when they're provided with free food, and you have to turn around and gently,
Yes.
skillfully but firmly. Okay, customer service 101. This is how you do it. Okay? You have to train your staff, train your employees. Okay, wonderful. And by the way, running a restaurant is not an easy thing. You have to do a lot of planning, budgeting. You have to think about budget. Budget meaning money.
Oh.
So yeah, okay. So you have to buy the ingredients. Yeah, buy the ingredients and all the cooking wares. Like bowls and like the scoops and everything. But you somehow have to make up for the cost by running the business well, by selling the food as much as possible, right, within given time, because you have to close, you have to open and close your store. Takes a lot of coordination again. Yeah, coordinating.
A long time.
And how about this? I think Eddie talked about this too. HR. Okay, so hire people and fire people. Yeah, so you have to interview people to hire like a waitress,
Yes.
hire a chef,
Oh, what?
hire a chef, like your cook.
No.
So you have to hire somebody. So you have to get somebody to do the job.
Yes.
Okay? And then if this person is really not doing a good job, you have to let them go. Hire a new person.
Yes.
Yeah, so hiring and firing, that's HR,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
Yeah, human resource. Alright. So what did you learn from your experience?
Before I'm a waitress and become a cashier and supervisor,
Supervisor.
manager.
Oh, wonderful. So that is different than, say your husband was a millionaire.
I don't have husband.
Okay, oh, major apologies, okay. Yes, señorita, okay. So, señorita Vivian, she had millionaire parents. All right, so they gave her 5 houses. And so she sold 2 of them and opened up this business, opened up this restaurant. All right, hi, Angel. You look like an angel. Yeah. And so you started with all the money that was given to you. And by the way, you grew up like a little princess. You never dirtied your hands before. Okay, your parents never told you how to do the dishes. You don't know anything. You just like eating. So you opened up a restaurant. Okay? You don't know what's going on behind the kitchen. You don't know how to serve people. You don't even know how the customers feel because like you grew up like always other people provided service, but you never served other people. Okay, think, imagine. Then you open up a restaurant. Failure. It's gonna be a disaster. Disaster because you never learned to follow. You never had an experience as a follower, then you don't succeed as a leader. So you starting from waitress to cashier to supervisor, manager to become the owner, that's wonderful. Was your restaurant kind of successful? Can you go tell him to give you the handouts?
Okay.
Before is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we had partner problem.
Partner. Yeah. Someone take part in her.
I'm not the only owner. I have partner.
Partnership.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Business partners. Yeah? Okay, partnership. Oh, it takes a lot of negotiation and communication. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, so what happened to the partner?
They have different ideas.
Oh, different opinions. Ah. Yeah, and? And, so what happened?
That's why.
Yeah, so it did not go too well in the end because of the opinion. Because your partner did not cooperate. Okay, so cooperation. Collaboration. if your restaurant is going really well, it's wonderful, and you can learn how it went well. Oh, this and that and this works. Oh, when you close the restaurant, when you close down, then you're like, oh, think about this and that and that. Oh, not being able to negotiate with your business partner, that is, if that's not taken care of, then my business goes down. So you learn, okay? Learn from Is it true? You learn from your successful experiences, and you also learn from your mistakes. Yeah, but you know what? We all learn more from failures. We learn more from mistakes. Yeah. It's a major life lesson. So when you own a business, like when you start a business, do you know that 99% of the time, your first business fails? Have you heard of that? First try almost always fails. The second time, percentage is low, but still there's a high risk of failing. Okay? The third time on, it's more successful. So why? Because people learn from their mistakes. That's why they get better the third time. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Pawn. Mr. Pawn. All right, so we're dealing with this part still. But by the way, guys, don't think, when are you going to start your class? Why are we introducing ourselves for like an hour? This is part of learning. This is part of our class today. Okay? All right, Pawn. Introduce yourself.
My name is Pon.
Pawn. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, he's correcting me. Right, Pawn.
I'm from San Diego.
Where are you originally from?
Yeah, I'm from San Diego.
All right, from Thailand. All right, welcome. We're from both places. Good.
My hobby is read a book.
Oh yeah, he's a big reader. All right, what kinds of books?
Relationship.
Relationships.
Okay.
Oh, and some psychology books.
Uh-huh.
Really. Oh, wonderful.
My job. I'm a business owner.
Yes, you're an owner. So what do you own?
I own a coffee shop.
Coffee shop. Okay.
Okay.
What kind of coffee do you sell?
Tea and coffee. Same thing.
Just regular stuff.
Yeah, better than Starbucks.
Better than Starbucks. All right, we'll check it out. All right, we'll check it out.
What you want to be in 10 years?
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be anything. I'm super happy with what I have now.
Really?
I don't follow anything.
You don't follow anybody. So in 10 years, you want to be doing like the same thing like you're doing today? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Running your business on your own?
Yeah.
No staff, no employees?
I'm happy with what I have.
Okay.
The more you greedy, the more you unhappy.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this. Okay, so I wonder what you shared like previous quarters, that has it affected you, like that is impacting you, your view of the world and your life. So I'm pretty sure next quarter and afterwards your thoughts will change.
Uh-huh.
You're in the middle of paradigm shift right now, I think. Yeah. All right, and well, you're an owner. You have to do tax.
Yeah.
You have to plan your budget.
Uh-huh.
You have to buy the stuff, and so it's all about planning, coordinating, controlling, evaluating. Those are leadership tasks. Business tasks, but leadership tasks. Because other people, okay, so if your business goes down, who's responsible?
Me.
Yeah, you better be. Okay, if your business is expanding, who's responsible?
Me.
Yes. So in a sense, you're a leader
Mhm.
because of the responsibility. You are responsible for the entire project.
But I follow the customer though.
Okay, sure. You have
I
to.
follow the customer though.
Oh, that's important. So
Am I correct?
yeah. So customer service. You have to know your customers.
Yeah. So we follow the customer.
And what they like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in a sense. Have you heard of this word? Needs analysis. Very important. Right now I'm hearing your stories. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. Are we gonna continue? I'm getting to know you. I'm getting to know your needs and your concerns. What you're interested in. What'll help you stay awake during this Mondays. Okay. Alright. So I'm doing needs analysis at the same time. Alright. Do you ever talk to your customers? Talk to them? Or do you just silently give them what they need and then say bye?
I have a lot of customers.
Mm-hmm.
Start from the gold medal Olympic until no one can afford it.
Oh, so from like an average random person to like gold medalist, Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I have a lot of customers.
Yeah. And are there regulars?
Yeah. The
Okay.
real money is come from customers that come back.
Yeah. So they come back and come back again.
Okay.
So you get to talk to them if they show up more than one time, right? All right. So what do you talk to them about? Aside from hi and bye.
About everything. They tell me everything that is today, this weekend they're gonna go to New York, and then next week they come back and I ask him about how was New York. Yeah.
So you have to remember what they talked about.
Yeah, we friend. Basically.
Friend. Oh.
We just customer, we friend. I think my business running very well because friend, not customer.
Yeah. So in a sense, you're doing like customer service / business relationship. And you have to be a good listener. It takes a lot of listening skills. Rather than you talking to them. Oh, this coffee is great. I'll try this. My store is like expanding or whatever, Rather than that, you have to listen. Yeah. So leadership takes a lot of listening skills. All right. Wonderful. So is that something that you learned as a leader? Do you resonate with these? Am I
Yeah.
kind of on target? Okay. Anything else that you want to add? Any other learning experiences? And what did you learn?
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Why? Why?
Because the flow gonna tell you.
What's the example? What's an example of going with the flow?
I don't know, but all I know is that go with the flow. Don't lead the flow and don't follow the flow. That's it.
Are you talking about the trend?
Everything in your life. And all that. If you ask me.
Okay, so that's your perspective right now, your principle. But I would directly connect it to what we're interested in. I would say trend. Sort of relate to needs analysis. What do people like? What does this generation love as part of coffee? Like it used to be certain type of coffee before for former generations, but the new generation, the hipsters, like this kind of, they like nitro stuff, okay? Is that true? All right, she's laughing. All right, so I got it right. All right, nitro everything, all right? So you have to understand the trend, different needs of different generations and different cultures. Nitro might not work in Africa, right? Nitro might not work in I don't know, Southeast Asia or something like that, right? It works in America. So you have to consider your context. Your cultural context, your generations, what kinds of what kinds of your jobs, your personality and everything, like what kinds of categories are you from? That'll affect how you need to approach things differently as a leader, right? Different approaches to different people. It's all about people. All right, thank you, Juan. So before we go on to the back, maybe we can start with Angel too. All right, so I want to make sure that nobody's missing, okay? So Angel, can you introduce yourself?
My name's Angel.
Can you turn around?
I'm from the UK.
Uh-huh.
Hobbies. I like hiking.
Ooh, where do you go hiking?
Well, just yesterday we went to Potato Mountain.
Potato Mountain?
Yeah, it's in Claremont.
Okay, Potato Mountain, all right. Is that made up of
No.
potatoes? You pick potatoes on the way? No, okay, all right, it's just me.
Right now I'm helping out in my aunt's company.
Uh-huh, what kind of company is that?
It's a food manufacturer.
Oh, food manufacturing, all right. What's your position? What do you do? What do you do?
Oh, I'm in sales and logistics.
Sales and logistics, all right. Awesome.
I don't know what I want to be in 10 years. So,
But you've been thinking and considering.
yeah, just not sure.
Yeah, different options you've been
Yeah.
considering.
Yeah.
I wonder if you considered the things that I suggested before.
I'm thinking about it, but
Okay, no pressure. No pressure. Alright.
my experience as a leader,
Slash follower.
follower for sure, because like past work experience, it's just like working as part of a team.
Part of the team. So it takes teamwork. Wonderful. Are you dealing with mostly your own culture or other cultures as well?
I guess it's a mix.
Mixed.
Yeah.
Probably you won't. You don't have other cultures like within your office, but because you're doing business and you have to contact different people, and they might not be from UK. They might not be from.
Well, actually, within the office as well, it's pretty diverse.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
diversity. Oh. I don't want to have to go up there again, but I will. Taking a risk and overcoming fear is part of leadership tasks that you have to tackle. All right. So diversity. So what kinds of diversity do you see in your office and outside people that you're dealing with? So you're from UK. What other countries are involved? Including your customers.
Well, Americans,
Yeah, of course.
US, Hispanics,
Hispanics, okay. Wonderful. Latino.
and we actually have one of the QCs in work who's from Nigeria.
Nigeria. Oh, diverse. Okay. Wonderful. All right. And your customers, maybe?
Mostly, well, I guess it's a combination in US and Chinese.
Okay, so because we already said US here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. And when you say Chinese, you're not talking about the country China, but Chinese like in other parts of the world as well,
Yeah.
right? So that involves like, because you may have the same kind of ethnic groups, but their cultures may be different than, compared, in consideration of the fact that they come from different countries. They're enculturated in certain cultures, and so they may be very different, like communication, everything. One of the differences that we can find is Japanese culture is more European. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, you know that. Okay, Chinese and Korean culture is more American. Well, Chinese culture, I would say Korean culture is more American. Why? Because of the early adaptations. Japan decided to follow British model of business and their way of running the government and education and everything. Versus Korea decided to follow the models of United States. So their education system, how they run the government, the election and everything, they're pretty similar to US. So very different. US and Europe, although they belong to the Western hemisphere, they're very different. Okay, so Europeans are more emotionally distant. You keep your thoughts and feelings to yourself. You don't share too much, and so it's very hard to reach the core of that person. But if you reach the core, then you have a very good bonding. Versus, I think Korean culture is more like you can get to the core, but sometimes you go through ups and downs. It's not like it can change. So I think it's a little more American. Americans are more hot and cold. I think. Would you agree with that? I don't know. So if you have American friends versus European friends, you will see differences. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. So, Eric.
My name is Eric. I came from China.
What part of China?
Dalian, China, northeast.
Northeast. Okay.
I used to work at the security company, and then now I'm trading stock market by myself.
Oh, really? Were you what do you call those people doing like being in the stock market? Those agents. Were you an agent?
Not really.
No. Okay. Well, what did you do with stock market? Did you just invest on your own, like individually?
You mean right now or before?
Before.
Before, like you used to work a company, and we try to analyze the data
Analyze data. Oh.
for
So the stock trend.
yeah, for the people to trade.
Yeah. Wow. So you were an analysis specialist. So you need to predict based on the data.
Pretty much.
Collect data, and then based on that, you try to predict.
What's your status? I want to move to Hawaii because I like the weather there, and it's really chill there. So.
Oh, do you agree? Oh, okay. All right, here the unanimous decision has been made. Okay, so Hawaii, like what island?
Wow.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, to do business, yes, you have to be in Oahu. You can't stay in Kona and expect your, business to go like.
There's not so many people.
No.
No.
No. Are you sure you like Hawaiian weather during the summer? It's humid.
I like it there because just the the whole weather there, like when I wake up and go to the ocean or something, the weather is, I can see the sky. It's like a drawer.
Yeah.
A drawer.
Yeah. Very beautiful, right? And still pure, untouched. Although Oahu is pretty busy too. But do you know that? Do you remember last year's disaster?
Yeah.
Natural disaster. You still want to go there?
That, I mean,
I'm just,
this answer
I'm just joking. I'm just playing
it
with you,
happens
okay?
everywhere, so you know,
Okay,
there's no
good.
prediction for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you try to predict. But there are times in life. There are times in life when things are unpredictable.
Then my experience as a leader for, I'm not really a leader in previous experience, but I think I can be a leader by myself
Yes.
in my own aspects.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Are you influencing your wife sometimes?
We both influence each other.
Oh, so leadership is about influence, not a position. So then you are a leader. Okay, we're all leaders in a sense, if we are influencing other people.
You're right, yeah, I agree. So it's not a leadership, it's like some kind of stereotype for influences for everybody in the whole world.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you cannot quite say there's a person of high position, but nobody wants to follow, nobody respects, you know, then he might not be a leader, she might not be a leader, right?
Yeah, the leader needs everybody to work together, not only, you know.
So I don't want to give you like the wrong idea. So I'm talking about different kinds of leadership. And if you only have a position and title, but you can't influence other people, it's called positional leadership. So, positional leadership.
So that means the leader did influence his employees, or?
So, for example, a military could be a good example. So, in a military, you have to submit to your seniors. If the general says something to you, if your captain says something to you and you are his subordinate, you better say yes. Even if you don't like it, if you disagree, you still have to say yes. Because the military is a very different organization. It's a top-down command type of organization. You can't talk about your own opinions, and you just have to say yes, sir, right? Yes, ma'am. So your supervisor, or maybe say you're a captain, okay? You're an enlisted soldier, and your captain may say something, and everyone hates the decision. Everyone says no. It's gonna be fail. Like if you utilize this kind of strategy in the battle zone, you're gonna be wiped out. Don't do this. So everyone can oppose.
I see.
But the captain says no. Go.
That's hierarchy.
Hierarchy.
Yeah.
He's exercising his positional leadership. I'm not sure if I want to call it leadership.
Yeah.
It's a top-down command, and you have no choice. When people don't have a choice and have to follow your command because of your position, then it works in the military, but it does not work in other places, in other organizations. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in most, like in some of the leader, the job or some company, they have that one too, the positional leadership as well.
Because if you say no, you're going to be fired, right? So you utilize a lot of fear, manipulation in order to make things happen. That's not really leadership. I personally don't think of that as leadership. Yeah. Wonderful. All right. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Xiaomeng.
Xiaomeng?
Yeah,
Xiaomeng.
I'm from China,
Uh-huh.
Beijing.
Uh-huh. How are you related to him?
Not very far.
Oh. Who is he?
Husband.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My job is a student.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What do you want? 10 years. Same to him, and then move to the Hawaii.
Move to Hawaii. Okay, that's a big plan. All right, because Hawaii is kind of expensive, guys. Of course, California is expensive too, but you know, well, it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
They have McDonald's, but but if you go to restaurants, it might be a little bit more expensive. And it used to be a very safe place, but not anymore. I don't
Why?
understand.
Why?
Yeah, there are some. The crime rate is going up.
Oh, I see.
Oh, really?
So you might want to stick together.
Oh.
But it's not too dangerous. I mean, if you've lived in Southern California,
Oh.
you'll be fine.
I'm not a leader, so I don't have
You're not a leader. Okay, so what do you mean?
Scared.
Why are you not a leader? Tell me about it. Why are you not a leader?
Because I don't want to leader anybody. Yeah.
You don't lead anybody? So when you make a decision as a couple, do you ever talk to each other?
Yeah, we discuss.
Okay, and then come to a conclusion.
Um,
So you negotiate. So I think your husband just told us when he makes decisions, he always talks with you.
yeah, we discuss.
Just you know, sometimes in certain career, certain part of the life, she's being a leader.
Yeah,
In some of the
right.
I would
In certain areas, you're an expert. In other areas, you're an expert. So you draw from each other's expertise, right?
Yeah.
We're running out of space. Okay, maybe over there. I have to do this one more time. You guys make me work. Alright, so draw from each other's expertise. It's related to teamwork. Are you a team?
Yeah.
Expertise. Expertise come from your experiences, and if you're constantly studying, right? Part of the reason, I hope, you're here is to renew your knowledge, to update your knowledge, I hope. Is this helpful to you? Like what we're talking about right now, is it helpful to you?
Yeah.
To you guys? I hope you're learning something. So you're here, well, I understand, for status issues as well, yes. But then, on the other hand, some people are picking up something to improve their knowledge, to update their information. So I hope that's happening. That's if you don't update yourself, shape up or ship out. Have you heard of this? Okay, so I'm gonna borrow this space a little bit. Shape up or ship out. Have you heard of this before? Yeah. What do you think that means? What do you think it means? Is it like you better lose your weight and shape up, otherwise, maybe not, right?
Kind of,
What do you think it means?
Being better or going down.
Oh. So either you update your knowledge and skills. An example. So that embraces a lot of concepts. But then like one way of describing that is you need to update your skills, knowledge, right? Even as designers, even as restaurant owners, coffee shop owners, you have to update your knowledge and skills. Otherwise, you don't succeed. You get shipped out. Okay.
Yeah. I'll send you out to abroad. Like the second one,
Uh-huh.
ship out or
Ship out. Uh-huh.
or no, the second one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ship out or in my own thought.
Uh-huh.
I think if shape it out,
Uh-huh.
go broad or something.
So-
Make me go broad. Go abroad. Go other place.
Let me tell you. So if you keep the same mindset, okay, you don't want to change. I really don't want to utilize this example because I don't think it illustrates my point, but a thought crossed my mind, so I'm going to share it anyway. Okay. So have you watched the movie called La La Land?
Yeah.
La La Land. All right. Oh, that broke my heart. I had arguments with my friend, and because I became so emotional. But anyway, La La Land, the guy who is a jazz player, right? Major jazz pianist, right? He did not want to let go. He wanted to be traditional, right? So he started losing customers. He was not invited to jazz, like, certain group of people invite him, but, not many customers. So he's poor all the time. And his girlfriend goes, okay, if you were to get married, you better bring in some money, right? And that's not happening. So what does he turn to? He turns to modern music, rock, and, heavy metal. That was kind of really sad that he had to do that to make a living. And do you remember this girlfriend, coming to his, he was playing, he had like strange like outfit, and at a party, like a dance party, he was playing this like funny music that's not even jazz. Do you remember? And the girlfriend comes and she dances like it's a sarcasm, right? She's laughing at him. Remember? All right, so long story short, fast forward, toward the end, they go off their own ways, okay? And he actually kept his dream to remain traditionally jazz. Like he opened up a jazz cafe, and he was able to preserve his mode of production. However, that's in a movie, but if you do business like that, okay? That's not a good example, but if you do business like that, if you run your business like that, it may not work out unless you're a millionaire. Okay, so if you're a millionaire and you can spend all your money, like all your life, and you're fine, then yeah, go for it. But then, if you're barely making a living, and if you go on that route of trying to preserve your old mode of production, you're not going to survive as a business owner. Do you know what I mean? So that could be an example of shape up or shape out. Yeah, I really don't want to recommend mixing heavy metal with jazz or compromise your own values. Like, I'm not suggesting that, but strictly from a business point of view, if you don't shape up, if you don't do needs analysis, if you don't change, then you might be shaped out.
You don't have a choice, right? But he has to change to hard metal.
So we're talking about going with the flow on, right? You say go with the flow. I don't want to suggest that for everything, every part of your life. Sometimes we have to keep our stance, like even if it's costly and if it sacrifices, the core values don't compromise. But there are times you have to go with the flow. And La La Land is such a bad example because I'm totally for him. Like, okay, preserve your traditional jazz. Like, I'm all for it. But I'm just trying to illustrate the point. There are times when you don't have much choice. Okay, so, I have a better example. Sorry, forget La La Land, okay? There's something called digitization happening.
You want to go there?
Robotization. Robotization, digitization. Have you heard of that? What is that? What's a robot?
Replace human.
Yeah, it looks like a human, but it's made of machine. Have you seen this? Like, I was really struck by this. Like yesterday, somebody shared with me this YouTube video about the newest robot. He can do gymnastics. he can do like flipping over, handstand. He can do 360 degrees, like turn around by jumping. Technology is advancing quickly, and have I shown you this video? Maybe I can show you this video. Coffee shops, watch out. All right. So robotization means utilizing more of robots in everything, in business, and offices. Okay, so San Francisco. Han, are you from San Francisco?
San Diego.
San Diego. Okay, so have you ever lived in San Francisco before?
No, but I know very well about it.
Okay.
El Principio.
I didn't mean to talk about this today, but I think it's a good timing. All right, so manless, humanless coffee shop. How is it, Juan?
I don't like it.
That, huh?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
Why do you not like it?
You know what? This nowadays we stick with the phone already. Then you bring the robot for what?
Yeah, but then I'm trying to tell you the trend. You said go with the flow, Juan.
I know, but this eventually, you know what? People need people. Eventually.
Why?
No, you already know why.
Tell us.
You will not come back home and come back, okay, Google, right? You want to come back home and say, hey, how are you? That's it, simple.
Yeah. You know what? I am with you.
Yeah.
But do you know things are changing?
I know, but I said eventually you're gonna turn it back.
Do you know that in many parts of Asia, China, Korea, Japan especially, robots are greeting people at the department stores. Have you seen those? They kind of keep track of, just like the big data, keep track of your buying patterns, okay? Because we utilize credit cards a lot, right? So they read everything that you buy, and they recognize who you are, so they store up the memory. So the next time you come in, they already know, like after so many times of data analysis, the robot knows your pattern. Amazon knows your buying patterns. Do you sometimes have like pop-up windows, like by the time your lotion is, almost gone, you need to buy a new lotion, oh, this pops up. Okay, you're interested in certain things, you search certain things on Google, and sometimes the pop-up windows tell you like what you're interested in. If you're interested in clothes, it's gonna pop up, like clothes. If you like certain food, it's gonna have those pop-up windows. All right, so just like that, robots store up all the data, and then the next time you go to the store, they suggest, they already give you a list of things that you might be interested in. And It's almost like right on target. It's to the point of being scared. So, Pon, I am with you. That's more of a traditional way of thinking.
No, it's gonna go up and then it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah, I'm not opposing you, Pon. I'm just trying to stimulate your thinking. So I'm giving you opposing the opposite opinions so that you will start thinking. Okay? So I'm not opposing you. I am with you. I think we need people. But you have to understand that there's a trend, robotization. This guy came in, he put in his order exactly how he wanted, how many pumps of syrup, or whatever, right? Sweeteners, cream, no cream, if you want, I don't know, nitro, non-nitro, regular, whatever, drip coffee, whatever, okay? He ordered that. And then according to the specifications, the robot was able to produce and then give it to you. So it was like a very fast process and the machine doesn't have to shut down because human beings have to go home and sleep, right? But the machines don't stop. So I'm not trying to discourage anyone, okay? But that's happening right now, and you want to know. You want to have that information somewhere so that you can plan ahead. Yeah. Digitization, the same thing. Computerization is the same thing. Okay, so everything is being computerized. Classes this is a traditional form of class, but online classes, right? There was a time when they did experiment. There was a professor and there was a TA, teaching assistant. But the teaching assistant never showed up in class. Okay, so students started turning in their homework assignments, papers, and it was graded, and students had questions about their assignments and what they were learning. So they asked, they posed questions. Have you used like blackboards, things like that? So they posted questions online, and the TA would promptly answer all their questions online too, in that cyberspace. So this TA was amazing. He was like 24/7 going, and if you post questions, he would just immediately, in 1 minute, come up with an answer. Very accurate, very friendly. So all these students were very impressed, and later on, toward the end, they said, "Who's the TA?" Oh, it was an artificial intelligence, AI. Do you know what artificial intelligence is? Yeah.
So you were talking about there's no way that we have to accept the AI, the artificial intelligence.
Oh, no way. No.
We
I'm
have
totally
to-
the opposite.
You're
I'm just telling you, okay, if you did not know what's going on, okay, I want to let you know this is going on. So that,
so you're in the opposite to
Yes.
support the way we have before.
I'm not suggesting old ways, okay, but I want you to be proactive. If this is happening, there's a trend, and I think the trend will continue. Yeah, I don't think we can stop it. Okay, so let me give you an example. There was a time, before your time. Oh, okay. Before your time, because some of you are younger than me, right? So before your time, there was a time when we did not have emails. Do you know that? We had no emails. She's like, what? All right. When I was born, I saw my mom emailing other people that I was born. All right, what are you talking about? There was a time when we did not have computers. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that we did not have flash drives? We did not have even CDs. CDs that are going on. They're being shipped out. But there was a time when we did not have CDs. Do you know that? No MP3, whatever, whatsoever. No iPhones. So the benefit of not having those, not having iPhones and not having social media, that was great. Do you know that these days when we go and visit people, like families, they're gathered around the dinner table, okay, and they're eating, but they're on their phone. They're not talking to each other. That's the downside of technological advancement. what a disaster, right? Juan? Alright? Because he's a big relationship guy. I'm trying to give him the feedback. But, so as emails and social media came up, and it was so convenient, we always use like mails. I remember my dad, okay, sending letters to different schools on behalf of my brother applying for colleges. And at that time, he used typewriters. That was a long time ago, typewriters. He printed out, like, so by typewriter it comes out, right? And he folded each one of them, put it in an envelope, put a stamp, and sent the letters to different colleges. All right, so that versus nowadays we have emails. We can just email them. The application form is online. Who uses papers these days? Not many people, right? Even the transcript, you can use e-transcripts. True? No papers. So it's faster. I tried to apply for something and they required a transcript. And then the deadline was so close. I called them, if I send it by email, if I request a school and the school has to send it, it's gonna be late. Can I send you an e-transcript? And they said, totally fine. So e-transcript, that just happened almost like real time. The office just took care of it and they received it. So that's much faster than snail mail. So there's a benefit. You can accomplish much more by emailing, and electronic digitization and robotization is helping us. Amazon is a big company that uses a lot of robots. Okay? Yeah. They have analyzed your buying patterns, and they're preparing beforehand with the robots. Okay, so what I'm saying is, can you imagine, now let me ask you this question. Do you think because we miss the bonding and relationship that we had within our family, within our friends, even in companies they had coffee breaks and they were not on phones so that they could connect with each other better, right? So, because we like it better, let's get rid of computers today. Not use computers, revert back to where we were 20, 30 years ago. Let's get rid of emails. Let's get rid of social media. We have to go traditional, guys. Think about what we're missing out when we go with the trend of digitization and robotization. Do you think that's realistic? Do you think that can happen? Going back to the world without emails?
I don't think so.
No. So then it's happening.
I think it's better to have those kind of things.
Yeah.
Advantages
How
outweigh
we-
the disadvantages.
Yeah.
You wanna know only one way that we can beat the robot, right? I know how.
How do you beat the robots?
So think about simple, the robot, they're smart, and we did not smart than them, we have to accept it. For sure, we cannot calculate faster than robot, but the robot doesn't have something is called moral.
No moral. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, artificial intelligence has some kind of like moral standards if you put in the right algorithm.
Yeah, and
But that algorithm is somebody's values.
Yeah.
It's not universal. You know what I mean?
and the robot doesn't have it's called sympathetic also, but we have emotion, we have sympathetic. So in
You haven't seen Sophia.
no,
She's an emotional robot.
I know, but the main point is that the only one way that we can beat robot is that we have to change the education system, not teach education system same by the robot. Not go to school and do mathematics, you know what I mean? Like mathematics, let robot do
Or
it.
computers, right?
Yeah, let the robot do it. We cannot beat them. So do
What
something
do you
that
think?
robot cannot
Eddie,
do.
what's your response?
I think that I mean, we don't need to be afraid of the new technology because the new technology destroys some jobs, but it also creates jobs. Yeah, so that's why.
Does it create more jobs, or does it make us lose jobs more?
I mean, you can never imagine, what jobs it can create. Because I have a good example. In 3G, 3G, 4G, LTE, in the 3G era, people think that we don't need faster speed. Yeah, but from yeah, people don't think they need 4G LTE, and people right now here they don't think they need 5G. 4G LTE is fast enough for they to see videos and do all things. Yeah, so it can create a job. I don't know how to.
I understand. More technology jobs
Yeah,
and
usually.
less hands-on like manual jobs. That is probably one of the things, right? But so Han and Eddie, what you're saying is look at the positive aspects, right? Look at the positives, potentials. Okay. Possibilities, opportunities. Rather than having pessimistic view. Yeah? Be optimistic. Search for the opportunities in the midst of everything that is changing, is what you're suggesting, right? It's a good attitude. You have to maintain the crisis is also an opportunity. Yeah, crisis is also an opportunity for a big change. If you think ahead, if you utilize the environment, if you utilize what might be disadvantageous to you, turn it around and make it for the benefit of yourself and other people. So that's what I would suggest. We cannot go back to when we did not have technology. We will not be able to reverse this trend. Yeah. But utilize. But think about how it can rob us of opportunities and how we're going to make up for the losses. The biggest loss is relationship. Biggest loss is relationship. So then how are you going to make up for that? And this trend that seems to be irreversible. We cannot reverse.
The relationship is losing? Is that what you...
Yeah, because people are more connected to the technology.
But
And
the technology help people to connect, right? Because I remember before you don't have like internet. The internet is not that fast. So, but right now the internet, you know, you
Facebook,
can,
LinkedIn.
All over the world. I mean, anytime.
That's true. Yeah, so there are positives and negatives. Positive is that you can connect with the people outside your physical boundaries, like people in different countries and cultures. Wonderful. Yeah. However, you're losing face-to-face conversations. Well, you can use FaceTime, but is it the same as being physically together, like over a cup of tea or something like that?
I think it's you misunderstand between the word connection and relationship.
What's the difference?
They make you connection, but they don't make you relationship. You know what I mean?
So I guess then what he's talking about is you may have more wider network of people, but you may not have the in-depth relationship that you can create if you physically meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're missing that.
It depends on what you feel about.
Okay.
I think.
He's more of the
Technology guy.
N generation, network generation type of his way of thinking.
I mean, maybe it depends on the what they do. Because I think that the robot can replace the people in Starbucks. Yeah, but I think that they cannot the small cafe will not best do it because people need relation, people need talk. Yeah.
They
So,
need human
it's
connection,
different.
I guess,
Yeah,
right?
human
Human interaction instead of cyberspace. Because you can have so many followers on your Facebook, but are they gonna come to you if you face if you have a car accident? Are they not gonna come through, and then are they gonna help you? Is the question. I think that's the kind of question that Paul asks when he says relationship. So, are your Facebook friends real friends that's going to take risk? If you are facing like an imprisonment, are they going to come and bail you out? Are they going to come and see you? We don't. No, I don't think so. So for business purposes, networking is important. Utilize your social media and take advantage of that. However, that relationship you have to know that it's different than human interaction, like a physical.
I'm not saying that, I'm not like disagree with the old way, but I think old way is more emotional and it's better to have a relation than the technology. But I'm just saying the technology is better than before overall.
So there are always benefits and downsides. We want to consider both, and we want to maximize the benefits and make up for the losses, because there are losses. There are certain things that we cannot replace. The robots simply, say, if you're living alone and have like a robot that completely empathizes with you, and there are robots like that, emotional robots, it's not going to be the same as having your wife. You cannot replace that. So there are losses as robotization happens. But we can talk a little more about that later. But I didn't get through with everything that we wanted to do on your handouts. Give me your handouts so that we can go over next time. And you're going to have your booklets by next time. So this class is about leadership. Take this lesson with you. Leadership is influence, not a position. And leadership involves these aspects. Okay, that's our lesson today. Yeah, thank you so much for, and sorry, we're going to let you and James introduce yourself next time, okay? I hope you don't mind. All right, thank you so much. Okay, that's okay. Angel, we should have coffee or lunch or something.
We will. I'll text you.
Yeah.
I'm glad also I take one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, it's great to have you all. James.
Bye.
Next time.